Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. So what we're looking at here is a live blue screen of death. It's actually a desktop wallpaper from one of our community members at live.pirillo.com. This is the user who's going by the handle CT. And what we're doing here is a GoToMeeting broadcast. You may have noticed that we've got a new sponsor in GoToMeeting, and this allows you to essentially network with, well, at least our version, up to 26 people at the same time. So now I'm flipping between CT's desktop to someone else who's watching live. That is Mike Taylor. We are now flipped over to Mike Taylor's desktop, a completely different user, completely different computer. And right now we're just kind of having fun with it. Uh-oh. Okay, I hope that wasn't your phone number. I think that was the meeting ID. Every week, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to flip back and forth between people's desktops, and hopefully they'll be able to call in the phone number that gets set up for each particular presentation. And then we can actually, hey, everybody say hello on the phone.
Hello. Hi.
See, we've got people on the phone right now if you heard noise in the background there. Now we're going to try flipping over to TGenW's desktop. Now, you're thinking, well, this is just crazy. Why would you do this? Well, number one, it's fun. Number two, the hope is that you guys out there will not only be able to participate just watching the live stream as well as in the chat room at live.pirillo.com, but maybe you want to do a live screencast. Well, this is a chance to do it, to record it, and then send it out to, I guess, the universe, at least our particular community, the people that come through me to meet you. Plenty of people have got great tips and tricks, software suggestions. It looks like TGenW is right in the middle of processing some audio here for Goldwave, likely making some kind of ringtone, this is cool. You know, and obviously if they're in the meeting and we're seeing their desktop, they're opting into the process. All right, so let's try, ooh, there's Zedlos. Let's try flipping over to Zedlos' desktop. Now I'm using the software through Windows, even though there's a Mac client and a Windows client. Currently, GoToMeeting only allows you to share your Windows screens, but you can view a GoToMeeting with the Mac. This is Zedlos, who is now the presenter. And in fact, as the presenter, wow, how did he get YouTube to be black? That's a cool screenshot. Wow. Oh, you must be using that, what's the tab effects there for Firefox, Zedlos? I know I've seen it before. I had it installed. It makes a cube type of effect when you tab between windows. Man, that's Google? You got some wicked style sheets, dude. Seriously. That's very, very cool. Whatever the add-on is, or however you're doing that, that's great. That's amazing. All right, let's try flipping over to Scotty2K's desktop. We're going to make him the presenter. And I'll show you the software that I have to control it here in just a second. Now Scotty's got the controls. It takes a couple seconds to go and flip to the desktop. And now he's obviously watching the live feed. And then he's got his chat client there, Merc. We've actually seen people play games. Someone was playing World of Warcraft earlier. I think that was Mike Taylor. Mike, if you want to go ahead and get World of Warcraft queued up there, that'd be great. Someone apparently is looking for Notepad to type on the screen. Of course, your font may not be big enough for us to see, but it's quite responsive, at least from my end, and I think everybody else who's sharing this. So everybody on the phone, what do you think about this? Is this a good regular addition to what we do?
Yeah, it's great. I think it's pretty cool. Amazing how long it's on the computer. It's not glitchy at all.
Yeah, well, Citrix, who of course makes GoToMeeting, again, full transparency, they are a sponsor. They've been doing this kind of thing for years and years and years, so they've had plenty of time to perfect it. And so the screen scaling is perfect. This is he didn't steal the laptop. This is Kenny Is Cool's desktop, and he didn't steal the laptop. He actually won it. And speaking of winning laptops and whatnot, I've got a PSP to give away when we reach 15,000 subscribers on YouTube. Still have a Nintendo DS to give away when we reach 200 reviews on iTunes for the Chris Pirillo Show. And of course, tomorrow we'll be doing our weekly webcam giveaway. So I just wanted to kind of throw this out there, get some ideas moving in your head as to how you would want to use this. As we're going to be doing this at least once a week, sharing people's desktops, doing tips and tricks and whatnot. There we go. We flip back to Michael Elder's screen, who is playing WoW. WoW. I believe that's WoW. Is it not? Just tell me it is. Oh, it's Guild Wars. Okay. I just would not know. The last game I played was Tetris, Netris, actually, with everybody in the chat room the other night, and totally got schooled by SC Thor. Of course, that's his handle. So I can go, and after I'm done flipping between everybody else's desktop, I can go back and select my desktop, make myself the presenter. And now I am presenting a black screen. Well, it's actually not a black screen. I'm using VMware Fusion to run Windows applications on top of OS X. This is the controlling tool from GoToMeeting. Quite simply, I can show my screen. I can show certain windows over other windows. I can stop sharing the screen. I can give the keyboard and mouse control over to somebody else, anybody else in the meeting. It's currently full, max 26. I'm going to see if I can get that boosted up to a maximum of 100 or more. That'd be great. I can change the presenter at any time. And here's what's kind of scary, wicked cool. I can decide to let everybody who's in my meeting draw on my screen. So I've now given them, everybody, the opportunity to draw on the screen. So from their point of view, they can run the highlighting tool, they can draw and scribble. Of course, there's really not much to see on my screen at this point, so because it's kind of a black background, and I'm using VMware so that I can run Windows on top of the Mac. Let's go back to Sailor Turtle here. Make him the presenter. Yes, and quite simply, oh, there was all the graphics there. If you saw them as I slid that away. Now that looks like that's my desktop for a second, and now we're going right to Sailor Turtle, his desktop. And he's scribbling, just to point out the fact that you can scribble all over. It looks like Sailor Turtle has a Locker Gnome blog, too. That's great. So anyway, this is GoToMeeting, just an example of it. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to use it moving forward for fun and interesting things in ways that you wouldn't have imagined. Now, the reason why the topic is, or was set specifically as a green meetings, not just operating systems, but the idea behind doing GoToMeetings, besides filling your screen full of highlighting, because now he's given everybody the ability to draw, and has taken it away, besides doing that, we basically have the opportunity of saving gas and saving time instead of going to a remote location to watch something take place. We can use a meeting, like a virtual meeting software platform like GoToMeeting. So it's a green meeting, so to speak. So anyway, I think that's about all for now. I'm not really showing you anything other than what we have in the works. If you want to participate with us in the GoToMeetings moving forward, all you got to do is swing by the chat room anytime, day or night. We are typically talking tech, and sometimes we're doing screen sharing. Ooh, looks like someone's doing something in 3D. Wow, that's really neat. This is Vincent's. This is, it's kind of voyeuristic, but this is very interesting. We can learn about a whole bunch of new software and what people do. What do you do out there in the community? This is really, really neat. All right, well, while I go and stumble upon everybody else's desktops, why don't you swing by the chat room. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in one place alone. And you guys on the phone, if you want to say it, I'll let you take it out.
Live.Pirillo.com.
That's right. We'll see you later.